Hi everyone, it's Front Row Phyllis. Music that is a mix of classic country and rockabilly with a splash of gospel fed soul and a sound as classic as the Sun record spinning somewhere in Memphis with a 21st century twist. Well, that best describes my next guest, the Red Clay Strays.
5 hours shy of the sun coming up, but I can see clear as the light of day. Running on curves cause I'm out of luck, and I'm tucking my tail and running away. I'd rather face the good God Almighty, the good God Almighty have mercy on me. When it comes across in the good godly woman, that just scares the devil right out of me.
So let's take everyone back to how you guys first got together. Tell us.
I actually met Drew in 2015 through a mutual friend, and we started a little band. I was still in high school at the time. He actually managed it. He didn't even play, and that band ran its course. And we had actually hired John, and he had drummed for the band for a few months before it dissolved. But once the band dissolved, we kept John, and we hired another guitar player, and then Drew went from being the manager to the guitar player, and started calling ourselves Red Clay Strays after that.
Who were some of your artistic inspirations?
Oh man, that's...
I know there's probably a big list, right?
Yeah, everybody in the band individually, we all come from just different musical backgrounds, just what we listened to growing up. And I was more of like old country stuff from all the way from the 40s to the 90s. And I know John.
I was rock and roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up listening to and playing honky tonk, but I was always a rock and roller.
Yeah.
You know, I always wanted like a hard rock band and punk music and stuff like that.
Okay.
I grew up pretty much on country music up until a certain point where I started. I don't know. I even liked country music in high school, but I started finding better stuff that I liked once I met them.
Right.
You know what I mean, it's always been country, regardless. It's just something about that southern flavor.
You know, tell us about Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Helped you guys.
Oh, don't get me started.
Help guide you guys. Tell us. Tell everybody.
I mean, I didn't know anything but Sweet Home and Freebird until I met, and Tuesday's Gone, probably till I met them. So they pretty much, we all went down that rabbit hole together. I mean, Brandon knew everything. So the first time I had ever heard like Curtis Lowe or anything was Brandon playing it with our first band when I was managing. I was like, whoa, I got to go down that rabbit hole. And I found out every Leonard Skinner song ever made is like
Just
perfect.
From a music standpoint, just the rhythm section and
The
just,
composition.
Yeah, the composition.
how good
You
they-
know, not to take away from the rhythm section, but by God, you have that many guitar players on stage. There has to be
Right.
Not necessarily a pecking order, but a composition.
everything
Yeah.
has to fit where nothing's on top of one another unless
Right.
it's supposed to be.
And the hardest thing to do is create space. That is so hard because I want my part to go here or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's like, hey man, you're gonna need to not do that so this part can go here.
Yeah.
And I feel like once we as a band figured that out, the trick is to not play on top of one another versus trying to play as much as you can. I think that's when we really started getting into our groove and finding our sound a little bit more and
Yeah.
respecting one another a
It
little more.
definitely became a little easier, I think, when we would create, you know, like you said, respecting each other a little bit more as far as the whole writing and composing aspect of when we write songs.
And I think it takes time, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
you
a
guys,
fact.
let's talk about your debut album. Okay, so you guys have, not only have you put your heart, your soul, your money into Moment of Truth, which is the new debut album. Why was it so important for this album?
I mean, it was, you know, fans have been waiting. We accrued a decent fan base over the last 5 or 6 years, and people have been waiting for a long time. And there were, you know, it was a couple of years we weren't quite ready to get into a studio and try to make that happen. And there's some issues where we felt like we were being held back, and we finally got out on our own. And after 5 years, it really is like Macy, Brandon's girlfriend, came up with we already had the song title, but she kind of came up with the idea that, you know, it is our moment of truth. that we should.
It's a great title.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, right?
We had already made the decision we're not going to name it after a song, and then
Yeah, we didn't want a title track.
right, we didn't want a
Yeah.
title track, but then she said that, and I was like, dang, we have to now.
I didn't want to like it. I didn't want to like it at all. I really did
He
not.
didn't want to like it either. Then he's got to give credit to her.
It's not bad. It's just
Dang it, Mason.
trying to think outside the box, trying to think of a cool name for the album or something, but it's just too perfect to pass up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just 5 years in the making.
Yeah.
We were on a little record label for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, and struggling to try to get something to work with that, and it just didn't work out. Once we finally become independent and started doing things our way and calling the shots ourselves, we finally able to just
Flourish.
flourish and get something out.
Yeah. Which is absolutely. So, is there a song on there that's one of your favorite songs?
Without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
Talking about it on the album, or are you talking
On the
about
album.
in general?
My favorite song on the album is Sunshine.
I think we can
That's mine,
collectively.
Yeah.
I think Zach's the only one that likes
Killers.
Killers the most. And,
Okay.
I mean, we all love the songs. But,
Right.
Uh,
But there's
I like
always that
Sunshine.
one.
Sunshine,
That Sunshine is like, because it represents.
Well, it's about just thinking there's no hope, or being in the position of not having any hope, but
Yeah.
finding hope through God.
Yeah.
Realizing it's going to be okay. And Sunshine is describing that. Sometimes you walk outside and you feel the sunshine hitting
Yeah.
you. It just makes you feel better.
Yeah.
It's comparing that along with God.
Yep.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just a hopeful song. I
And
love the message, and the music's great.
And I think everybody, especially with what all of us have gone through,
Yeah.
It's easily
in the
related.
past few years, I think it's really apropos at this
For
point,
sure.
right?
Yeah, it definitely came along when I needed it, for sure.
Yeah.
The song
Yeah.
itself and what the song means
And like
saved me, for sure.
Yeah.
spatially, like sonic spatially.
It's
is
the
that-
best. Bro.
It's
it's-
beautiful, man. Like we came up, Brandon brought it to us, and we didn't know what to do with it because
I didn't think it needed anything.
we didn't think it
Well, I
needed
used to
anything
play
'cause
it by
we play
myself on piano.
Okay.
And that would give me a smoke break, so no, I don't want to do
Yeah.
it. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of.
But then, like, it really came together when we were just hanging out at the house together. It didn't take a couple hours.
We'll
before
work on
it
our
wasn't a
songs
full
for
day.
weeks
It wasn't a full
day.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a full day. It was probably a couple of hours, and we had it perfect the way we liked it.
I mean, even once we recorded it in the studio, because songs do have a way of, going through an evolution. Or once you get into the studio and really put everything up under that microscope, you'll change,
Right,
maybe
right.
minute things, or
Right.
maybe the whole damn chord structure, But with this one, I mean, I don't think we changed anything. I think
It pretty much
it's
stayed exactly how we
it was.
recorded.
We did it in the living room.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
amazing.
yeah.
So you guys have we talked about this off camera. You guys have a crazy tour schedule. Congratulations. I don't know how anyone's going to get any sleep, but
Oh, we're getting plenty of sleep.
You're going to get
I'm
plenty
getting
of
plenty
sleep.
of sleep anyway.
Yeah.
So what else do we have planned for this year?
Just playing as much as possible.
Okay.
We're still planning it out right now. I mean, we're still
Yeah.
booking shows. We're still our schedule's still
Adding
filling
to the
up, adding
schedule,
to
right?
it. Yeah.
Let's take it day by day.
So is there a band or an artist that you guys want to headline for or open for?
I'd love to
Uh,
open for Need to Breathe one day.
That'd be awesome.
Need to breathe, I think.
Well, I
Need
think
to
we're going
Breathe's
to get
good
that
one.
out there.
Oh.
We just threw that out there, and maybe anybody else?
Jason Isbell.
Yeah.
Lucas
be cool.
Nelson.
Lucas
probably.
Nelson.
Oh, yeah,
I think
We
Lucas
had that
Nelson's
opportunity,
age,
man, but we
I think
we
would.
played a show like 2 days earlier, and they said, well, if you can't promote it, what's the point of you being able to play
Right.
it?
To the-
It's hard, but
Willie
there's so many
Yeah.
artists and bands out there, so it's like just never know.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you again for joining us. We are so excited for tonight's concert here at Joe's on Weed. And don't forget to check out the Red Clay Strays new album. I'm talking about Moment of Truth.
Night. And I'm praying he'll keep missing, 'cause it wasn't my intention going home busted up tonight.